Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be doing the next update, or part 3 or part 4, I can't quite remember at this point, of the popular story, Newlywed has meltdown after husband gathers proof of her cheating for their at-fault divorce state. And guys, this story I did the other part a couple days ago. Surprisingly, this guy, he's been very good with his updates. I know a lot of you guys want to know what's going on with him, so I'm doing this about where things are proceeding with his life. Quick recap, this is the guy who married his wife way too soon. He met her at a wedding. Bad idea, because already she's thinking about wedding bells. Got engaged to her just after 2 years of knowing her, which is way too soon in my opinion, and a lot of you guys share that view. Married a year after that, and immediately after they got married, boom, the sex came to a screeching halt. She started treating him like crap. All these other things, guarding her phone all the time, suspicious behavior, girls' nights, girls' weekends. Got to the point that they just weren't, it was a very bad, ugly relationship. They weren't even kissing each other goodnight, goodbye, any of that. And lo and behold, he finds proof that she's cheating. The guy acts like a boss, goes scorched earth, gets a lawyer, gets all the stuff, gets the proof, shows it to her, we're done. And by the way, she was hooking up with a mutual friend of theirs, and he tells her to get the F out. She gets the F out. Part 2 was when he then told her family, and her parents had no idea where she was or about the whole thing. And she has a younger sister that he's close with, who, in my opinion, has the hots for him. And that's how that part ended. Part 3 was the younger sister coming to see him. The guy's been venting, drinking a lot to kind of get past all this crap, waiting for the divorce papers to come along, having her being served. The younger sister is really showing a lot of care for him, and I've speculated that the younger sister has the hots for him, even though he denies it, of course. And he's just waiting for his wife to be served, and he still hasn't heard from her. Now we're on to part 4 here, because now I remember it's part 4. And you're going to see now where things are going with, he had an STD test, the girl, the serving, the lawyer, and the wife, or the fiance of the guy that was nailing his wife. It's very interesting. And a bunch of you guys sent me this update, so I'm covering this as soon as possible. But before I do this, real quick, I'm going to read a couple emails I got from some subscribers thanking me for my work and all that. I like to read these on occasion. First one's from a guy who's telling me about his 10-year-old son. This guy's written a couple times. His son, he's RPing his son, 10 years old, letting him watch certain videos of mine, and his son is in martial arts, and he's learning to not be like these typical guys nowadays, being simping, throwing their buddies under the bus. And his little update here about his son. He says, Dear SSM, I watched the video about the RP content in reaching younger generations. After watching, I thought you might enjoy another update about my 10-year-old son. Apparently his other friends have been exposed to your type of content. How about that? 10-year-olds watching this type of content. The word is spreading, gentlemen. After school last week, he told me about a little club he has at school called Da Boys. In this club, there are 2 rules: no snitching and no simping. He also told me that one of his friends was almost kicked out for simping over a girl. Bunch of 10-year-olds giving each other hell for simping over a girl. 4th or 5th grade club. 4th or 5th grade RP club. This and many other your stories show the tide may be shifting. Thanks again for your work. Well, that's funny, bro, and I'm glad your son is learning some things. Just make sure your son doesn't turn into an a-hole, okay? I'm glad he's following these fundamentals, and his buddies are in on this and everything, but just make sure he doesn't turn into a little a-hole. That's all I ask. Maybe he can get he and his friends in his little club a bunch of smack shirts. They can all wear it around school. And then, of course, he'll become banned from school, and then those shirts will become cool because they're banned from school. You know how that works. Next one. This is a guy from over in India thanking me for my work. This guy says, Hi SSM. Apologies for any error in my writing, as English is not my first language. I'm currently 24 years old and I'm from India. I was listening to a video sent from my subscriber in India, which was about his parents forcing them to get married. I've been listening to your videos since the lockdown. Just wanted to thank you for all the content you're providing to us naive men. As for relationship, I have not been in any relationships, and yes, after listening to your videos, I just don't want to be in any relationships anymore, and yes, after listening to your videos, I started going to the gym, and it's been more than 6 months, and in these 6 months, my confidence level has boosted a lot. Wonderful. That's what happens when you work out. You're feeling good because you're doing the exercises, you're moving, and you're watching you transform your body. It's a great feeling. Again, thanks a lot for providing such knowledge to us. Can you also tell me how many guys from India are watching your content? Well, according to the statistics, because I get an app and it shows me where dudes are watching me from around the world, it shows that India is only about 2% of my subscribers. So, by all means, bro, spread the word to all your friends, all your bros out there, because there's a lot of dudes in your country that need some freaking help. Only 2%. So there's a huge market there. So spread the word, my Indian brothers that are watching this. But good for you, bro. I'm glad that the content's helping you. Keep at it at the gym, keeping yourself working out, eating healthy, because you can work out all you want, but if you eat garbage all the time, it's not going to help you. So eat well, work out, get moving, improve yourself. You're going to be great. Okay, guys. I love doing these little short emails before the main event on occasion. Now to the main event, part 4. He says, hello. It's been a minute, but I thought I'd update you all on the new happenings. If this is the first time you're seeing my posts, you can go to my page and see my other posts. You'll definitely need the context. In my last post, I told you all about how W, this is the younger sister of his wife, coming to my house and staying for the last few days, and she left when I was leaving to go hunting at my cabin. Good news. I got a buck, a nice fat 8-pointer. I got him my first day out there, which I'm very happy about, and slept the rest of my time to go fishing. I only caught 2 fish, but they were decent size. So I made one dinner and butchered the other. I spent the rest of my day at the cabin cleaning my deer and enjoying the views of nature. Other than a drink or two that day, I spent my trip sober, as I promised my drinking was only for the last week. Good. This guy got away from it all, did his fishing, did his hunting, all that, in nature. It's amazing how nature will make you feel at peace. I just cut back on the drinking because this guy was really going pretty nuts with the drinking. So good. Now on to the last few days. I got a call from my doctor and I am all clean. In other words, no STD. It's not such a shock as Em and I haven't had much passionate nights in the last few months, but all the same, you can never be too sure. I reached out to Jay's fiance, but didn't hear back from her for some time, but she eventually responded back, telling me she's staying with the family right now, or her family. She didn't really go into detail much, but her staying with her family, you can only assume, as I do, that means it's not going so well. At least she's with the family, safe, and with all the support that she would need. And I told her if there's anything I can do at all, all she has to do is reach out. She asked me to meet her and get coffee the following day, which I of course agreed to. The following day we met at some gross hipster coffee shop and talked for about 2 hours. Aren't all hipster things kind of gross? I'm in an area where there are a lot of hipsters. And, they're an interesting bunch. We talked about everything that happened with Em, and she wanted to know what steps I was taking, if I was divorcing, or if there was any chance I would reconcile. Lady, are you out of your damn mind? There is no reconciliation after what she did. Oh, hell no. I told her after someone cheats in my book, that is it. That the amount of selfishness and disrespect it takes to cheat, let alone for a year, she obviously didn't care about me. Yeah, a whole year. That's not a mistake. That's a well-planned out thing. I asked her what her plan was, and she told me she's confused about everything that she thought was truth turned out to be lies. She wasn't sure what her next move should be, if she should move on or she should forgive him. No, you should not forgive him because he'll only do this shit again. This goes both ways, either for the gals or the guys. I told her if you could forgive someone for cheating on you for that amount of time, she's a better person than me. She told me all of her family was telling her that she should forgive him and go on and get married. Yeah, well, smack to her family. No, bullshit. This is her life. If she marries this dude, he'll do it again. Guaranteed. The same way that if a chick was cheating on a guy and he goes out and marries her, it just communicates that, hey, look what she can get away with. Bad idea. But probably the family is being selfish, thinking that, oh, I want a big wedding for my daughter. I want grandkids. He'll change. He probably charmed them. No, bullshit. Or they're probably thinking, oh, well, she's probably getting up there in age, getting close to 30, It's not worth doing that. I told her that I was going to be blunt with her and went on to say just because it's what your family wants doesn't mean you need to follow along. Then said that Jay obviously doesn't care about marriage and what it all means he cheated on you. His fiancé with my wife, if that doesn't show you, he's not marriage material. I told her she needs to do what she thought was right and not to have anyone other than herself make the decision that will affect her life. Yes, very smart. Unfortunately, a lot of people out there, whether they want to admit it or not, can't think for themselves. And they let other people do their thinking, They don't want to go against the herd. They don't want to go against their families. And you got to do what's best for you guys. Trust your gut. And if your gut says something's wrong or something's off, listen to it. Otherwise, you will regret that, in some cases, for the rest of your life. I told her when I found out all I could do was think of a way my heart could trick my brain to thinking of some way that I could accept it and forgive her, but I just couldn't do it. I also said I only talked to one person, but I'd already made my decision, and no one could change my mind. I bet when you went to stay with your family, you had a pretty good idea what you're going to do, but you let too many people in, and they all gave you their own take on it. I finished by telling her all she needed to do was follow her gut, and that her brain and heart will always listen to her. But if her gut feels something off, 9 times out of 10, her gut is probably right. Yeah, exactly. Your gut is like your sixth sense. It's like your superpower. And trust it. Problem is, so many people do not. Afterwards, she thanked me, and we left each other and went home. The following day, I got a message from my lawyer that M had successfully been served at work. I thanked him for all his work, especially in the time frame that he's gotten it done. Oh, there's going to be fireworks now. Because remember, he hasn't seen his ex since all this shit went down. Not long afterwards, W called me and told me that M hasn't left her room all day and she's sobbing in bed. She's the one that's been cheating on him for a year, but she's sobbing in bed. Oh, poor her. I told her she was served and is probably realizing how bad she messed up. W asked me how the cabin was and if I got anything, and I told her everything I did and how my time was up there. We talked for a moment and hung up after I prepared myself and my house for my wife's explosion. Well, like I said before, I think the younger sister completely has a hutch for him. And I can see him getting divorced and that younger sister be moving on in. He doesn't think so, but I do. You know what the ultimate payback is? Hooking up with the younger sister and hooking up with the chick that the guy, the husband, the guy that was nailing his wife, hook up with his girl. Now, obviously, I'm joking. That's bring a whole lot of drama in his life, but you can imagine that the ripple effect of that would be. Or even better, 3-way. That'd be something. Anyway, my mind's in the gutter today. Anyway, it says here, so now I'm waiting patiently, biding my time. I have Advil on standby for what I can only assume is going to be a bad ache. I told my friend, and he agreed if Emma showed up, he could race over to be a witness just in case all else fails. It's possible that she may show up and it's going to be fireworks, and I'm talking fireworks greater than Walt Disney can do at their parks. On the other hand, she's been out of the scene, out of the picture for a while. She may not even show up at all, and just quietly implode at her family's house, and probably get her family to come speak on her behalf. I'm currently waiting for Hurricane M to tear through my house, or when she does, I'll send out another update. Thank you all for reading. So, that's all you can do. Be prepared, but it could go either way. Hurricane M, Hurricane soon-to-be ex-wife, could come in and destroy, wreak havoc, or just be gone. I'm banking on the fact that she's not going to do anything, and her parents will come speak on her behalf. I'm waiting for that. So we shall see. So I'm sure there'll be an update soon with the fallout of this whole thing here, or him nailing the younger sister or something. So I'm going to read a few comments here that wrap this thing up. Again, it's a quick update, but you guys, I think about 7 of you guys emailed me about this update last night, so I want to get this out as soon as possible. One guy says, get some security cameras. Start contacting lawyers. Well, he has a lawyer. Freeze your credit. Move half the money where she can't access it. Secure your documents. Take photos of everything if you suspect she will damage your property. Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that. Another guy says here, I cannot believe that Jay's fiancé family is encouraging her to marry this man. She's not tied him yet, and he's out here cheating for a year and breaking up marriages. What parent would want their kid tied to a man like that? Her future with him would just be full of cheating and heartbreak. I agree. I just hope Em realizes how badly she hurt you and gives you your freedom peacefully. She doesn't give a shit. Literally, the only decent thing to do is to walk away uncontested and let you start to heal. Her selfishness hurts so many people, and she needs to go get help. You need just to continue your journey in healing, and I really recommend therapy. Well, that'd be the nice thing to do, but she's proven she's a selfish a-hole through her actions, not to mention her words, so we shall see. The guy says here, this is a longer one, but he says, OP, aside from the divorce papers being signed, you will not see hide nor hair of her ever again. She is in isolation mode and knows that you have declared nuclear war without even giving her a chance to explain. If she has any brains at all, she knows that what the outcome will be, so her only choice at this moment is fully shut down. And going by what W said, your soon-to-be ex is full-on shutdown mode. That's what I think. And with good reason. Her life and future is just blown up at her own hand. She has no way forward and no way back. You're going nuclear, shut down the path right at the start, and the last thing she wants to do is face you again. So no, she will not show up at your doorstep. Jay has probably thrown her to the curb and tried to save his engagement, and with her only sibling firmly in your corner, she has no one and nothing, absolute squat. You will not see her again until the divorce goes through, and when you do see her, she'll be a ghost of who she was. I'm banking on that one. I could be totally wrong here. So guys, let me know in the comments section. Do you think she's going to show up and all hell's going to break loose? Or she's going to hunker down and cry and implode and try to get her parents maybe deal with him? I'm banking on that. And I've seen stories where both have happened, but I think this is going to be it. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Like I said, let me know what you think about this. And also, what do you think she's going to do? Show up and raise holy hell, or just crumble and implode? I hope for him she crumbles and implodes, because there's less bullshit in his life. And also let me know in the comments section, do you think this sister has the hots for him? And is he going to be nailing this sister in the future? I'd like to hear that too. Can't resist. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.